I'm Robert Elliot, the Executive Director and founder of the Veterans Farm of North Carolina and the Program Coordinator for the Soldier to Ag program at Fort Bragg. I grew up on a farm and I hated farming. You're dealing with weather, you're dealing with markets, you're dealing with all kinds of stuff that goes into a business that most small businesses or large businesses see bits and pieces of, but with farming you're dealing with all of those challenges. Growing up, I watched my folks struggle really hard with trying to make a farm work, especially a big farm. We sold off every piece of equipment, every animal, everything in order to try to pay off the debt and keep the land. As I approached 17, 18 years old, I really wanted to try to find a way off of the farm, and I had no interest in college at the time. So I went and joined the military, and of course I joined the best, the Marines. In my first 5 years of my first tour in the Marine Corps, I got to go all around the world, 3 separate duty stations. An injury took me out of the military, and I wound up contracting here in North Carolina with Marines. When a service member gets out of the military and away from the military community, they sometimes find real troubles trying to integrate back into civilian society, and I was one of those. 2011, I was laid off, and I had no other option except for to go back to farming. I arrived back, sold off everything I owned, and I basically started out with about $1,500. And at that time, the family farm was completely leased out minus about 35 acres. Ultimately, it was one chicken that jumped up in my lap and said, "Hey, you're supposed to be farming," kind of thing. And I was like, well, let's give it a shot and I'll try it again. And I started working with vets one-on-one, and they'd hang out at the farm and I'd just show them. And it started turning into this little network of veterans that are farming, and they needed the basics. They needed to know, how do I get in it? How do I do, basic stuff? What's the directions I should consider to go in, and so forth. Fort Bragg transition officer asked me, would I build an agricultural training program for transition and military here. We built the first agricultural training program on a military base ever, and it has been massively successful. Since July of 2017, we've put through 270 students, and a lot of them have moved on to start their own farms and do really well, and we've got a lot of success stories. Since I have permanently relocated to the area and building an actual training farm here in the Fort Bragg area for veterans, and we anticipate starting that program probably in the next 4 or 5 months. It's my job to show them real farmers that are dealing with real issues and what those difficulties and challenges are going to be for them. All of these vets kind of got together. They are very active with each other, and they talk to each other a lot, and now they have their support network back on a pretty big scale. They talk to each other on a daily basis. If one of them's feeling down about something, they got a buddy they can vent to. What's more surprising to me with this award and being recognized here is that it's in Fayetteville, and there are so many veteran organizations and a lot of good work being done around here. So being chosen among all that's here in this area is pretty amazing. So I'm really grateful about that, and that's pretty spectacular to me. I'd really like to thank CityView for awarding me with the Community Impact Award. This is an amazing experience, and I am eternally grateful for this, so thank you.